at that man, honestly. When I see that video, it makes me smile because I was like, what an awesome dad my daughter had.
A bittersweet moment of a father no longer around to hold his daughter's hand.
Sometimes I get sad and say, she needs her dad.
Nicole Milan believes her late husband Demetrius unknowingly sacrificed his life working here at Trimac in Fairburn, Georgia, a trucking company which hauls hazardous chemicals across the country. His job for 13 years, removing chemical residue left inside tanker trucks like these, often crawling inside to do it without the required protection equipment, up to 25 times a day.
But he was kind of scared, saying that he felt like it was dangerous.
Nicole says her husband started falling ill in 2019.
He had like this little shirt that he had tied around his neck. But he said, I got something to show you. When he removed the shirt, I said, oh my God. All of this was swollen like big knots.
The diagnosis, lymphoma.
When I first heard cancer, I automatically thought the job and the chemicals.
Trimac told Demetrius his job was safe. Before going inside, the company shows employees work permits like this when claiming the products hauled last were non-hazardous. But our investigation shows that wasn't always true. According to these dozen permits, part of a pending lawsuit, it shows some chemicals last hauled were ethylene, decyanate, and acid. All chemicals the Environmental Protection Agency identifies as potentially lethal if exposed or inhaled. Trimac listed each of them as non-hazardous.
You have hardworking individuals that have, unfortunately, no knowledge of chemistry or of toxicity, that were misled.
Dr. Pamela Pillay is a professor at Georgia Tech School of Chemistry and its safety program coordinator. She reviewed the work permits as a paid expert witness, including this one that shows a tanker which hauled MDI, or methylene diphenyl dicyanate, a compound the EPA says can be fatal. Trimac identified it as non-hazardous.
So put in perspective, if just an ounce is left in that tanker truck and you're inside, is it still dangerous?
Yes, so we calculated, you can calculate that. We computed how much you will need to reach this IDHL, this immediate danger to health and life. And that is very, very little because those chemicals are so toxic and so dangerous.
Trimac declined 11 Alive's request for an interview. Instead, it sent us this letter calling the former employee's claims simply untrue, adding the health and safety of our employees and the community are paramount, and it denied all claims in the lawsuit. About 2 years ago, Trimac paid a $225,000 penalty to the EPA after the agency cited it for dozens of violations, including storing hazardous waste without permits, failing to inspect tanks, and unlabeled chemical containers.
No label.
And earlier this year, a judge ordered Trimac to allow Professor Pillay and an attorney representing workers to inspect its facilities at its Fairburn and Atlanta facility. Pillay identified some of the same issues: chemicals not labeled, unknown liquids near electrical wires, and multiple wash stations not working used to rinse workers in case of an exposure.
Look at that.
Would you describe the work site that you went to as dangerous?
Yeah, I would describe it as dangerous.
At least a dozen former Trimac employees part of pending litigation claim chemical exposure have made them sick, including James Grove, who worked for the company in Kansas. He suffered from leukemia.
I just want to be with my family one more day. That's all I can do.
He died earlier this month after taking this emergency deposition from his bed.
Look at that man, honestly. And I was like, how could I not see signs? What am I supposed to do?
Demetrius died in August 2021, leaving his wife to care for their 4 children alone.
I just think about other families and just hoping no one have to endure what me and my kids have to endure.
Last year, the Occupational Safety and Health Administration fined TriMac more than $12,000 for multiple safety issues. That includes not providing personal protection equipment for its workers. Tomorrow, an administrative law judge in Atlanta will hear a workers' compensation claim filed by Demetrius Phillips before he died. 2 other lawsuits involving multiple TriMac employees are pending in Fulton County State Court.